Welcome back to our channel History Coins HD. As you that old is gold, but these rare $quarter coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them. You're lucky if you have one of these, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Coin number 1. Today, friends, we dive deep into one such coin, the 2002 Louisiana State Quarter. It may look ordinary at first glance, just another 25-cent piece, minted over 2 decades ago. But if you know what to look for, and you appreciate the art and quirks of coin minting, this quarter might just be a small treasure waiting to be discovered. Picture this: 2002, the United States Mint releasing state quarters to honor each U.S. state. For Louisiana, the reverse of the coin features a pelican, the official state bird, a trumpet symbolizing jazz, a map of the United States marking the Louisiana Purchase, the year 1812, when Louisiana joined the Union, and on the rim Louisiana and the date 2002, along with the motto E Pluribus Unum. Designed by veteran engraver John Mercanti, this quarter captures a slice of state pride. If yours came from everyday change and has been spent and passed around, it might be worth only its face value, 25 cents. Many 2002 Louisiana quarters fall into this category, and they remain fairly common, especially the P&D minted versions, but for collectors, the story changes when you find pieces in pristine condition or coins that escape the usual wear and tear, or better yet, coins that sprang surprises by way of minting errors. Let's talk about quality first. A 2002 Louisiana quarter in uncirculated and well-preserved condition, perhaps still crisp, sharp, with bright surfaces, can be worth a little more. Some market data suggest that such well-preserved P versions have sold at about $16. As the quality improves, coins graded at high mint state levels can sometimes fetch even higher. Now imagine, what if your quarter isn't normal? What if it carries a quirk created by chance at the mint, a mistake, a flaw, a wonderful accident? That's when things can get interesting. Collectors have documented a few error-type coins among 2002 quarters, and though they are rare, they create excitement. Among known possibilities for coins of that era, sometimes the coin was struck off-center, maybe a little nick in the die caused a slightly irregular strike, or a struck-through error occurred when debris, lint, or grease got trapped between the die and the blank planchet. This kind of error can leave indents, missing parts of the design, perhaps part of the pelican's wing, or a broken trumpet, or even fainter missing letters. In such cases, a coin that ordinarily would be worthless beyond 25 cents could take on new life. Some error coins in the 2002 quarters series have fetched surprisingly high prices at auction or among niche collectors. That's because these errors, the oddities and misstrikes, make the coin a kind of accidental rarity. For the 2002 Louisiana quarter, a rare struck-through error or a serious misstrike could give what otherwise seems like a common quarter a value many times its face. Some reports from error coin collectors list values several times higher than standard uncirculated coins, depending heavily on how dramatic and visible the error is. But here's the crucial part: you need to know what to look for. A small scratch or scuff doesn't count. You want clear signs, missing design elements, doubled letters, uneven rims, off-center strikes, or any unusual anomaly that looks like the coin was imperfectly struck from the mint. And once in a while, just once in a while, a coin surfaces that's been preserved uncirculated and shows a rare error. Why is that exciting? Because those coins are few. They are unpredictable. They are something between history, mistake, and luck. And coin collecting isn't just about pristine condition, often, it's about story, rarity, and uniqueness. If you're a collector or simply a curious wanderer who once found a 2002 quarter in a pocket change, here's what you should do. First, look at the edges and rim. Is the strike centered? Are the letters crisp? Next, examine the reverse, the pelican, the map, the trumpet. Does anything look abnormal? Blurry, doubled, faint, partially missing? Use a magnifier if you can. And don't clean the coin. Cleaning can reduce value. If something looks off, consider sending it to a professional grading service. Sometimes what looks like a small flaw to the untrained eye is a recognized error. For many collectors, the joy isn't just in having something valuable, it's in the hunt. That's what makes coins from the 50 state quarters program interesting. Many were minted by the millions, but those minted in pristine condition, or with unexpected errors, remain rare compared to the mass of ordinary circulation. And that, fellow coin lovers, is where magic lives. So the next time you handle a 2002 Louisiana quarter, don't toss it aside. Give it a careful look. Maybe under good light. Maybe with a loupe. And ask yourself, is this just pocket change, or could it be something more? In many cases, likely it's just a regular quarter worth exactly 25 cents. But in certain rare conditions, especially if the coin was never circulated, or if a minting error makes it one of a kind, this little coin might carry significantly more value. Today you witnessed history and possibility, how a simple 2002 Louisiana quarter can be more than metal. It can be a story of craft, chance, and maybe a small fortune. So if you've got one sitting in a drawer somewhere, examine it carefully. You might be holding a tiny gem of the American minting legacy, and who knows, maybe that everyday 25-cent piece you find under your couch cushions could be the next hidden treasure for a collector somewhere. In short, regular circulated quarters from 2002 Louisiana are typically worth just 25 cents. But a well-preserved uncirculated coin can be valued around $16, and sometimes more depending on condition, and coins with genuine, clearly visible minting errors, very rare though they are, may demand a much higher value in the collector market. That's it for today's exploration of the 2002 Louisiana State Quarter. If you enjoyed this, imagine what other stories old coins might hold, and keep your eyes open the next time you handle spare change. Peace, and happy coin hunting! Coin number 2. We're going on a journey back to 2015, back to a very special $quarter coin from the United States, the Saratoga quarter. What looks like a simple 25-cent piece might hide stories, art, history, and maybe even value waiting to be discovered. So lean in, pay attention, and enjoy the ride. Imagine holding a coin minted to honor a moment in history that changed everything. The 2015 Saratoga quarter is part of the celebrated America the Beautiful series, and it commemorates a defining moment in the American Revolutionary War, the surrender at Saratoga. On its reverse, you'll find a powerful scene, a British general offering his sword in surrender to the American commander. That scene, frozen in metal, commemorates a turning point in history. The inscriptions: British surrender 1777, Saratoga, New York, 2015, and E pluribus unum. The coin's obverse carries the familiar profile of George Washington, a nod to the continuity of history and the enduring spirit of the United States. Its design, elegant, meaningful, and deeply rooted in historical memory. Now, here's where the magic of coin collecting comes in. This quarter isn't just about history, it's also about variety. In 2015, the mint produced this quarter at different mints: Philadelphia, P, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. Because of that, some Saratoga quarters are very common, and many ended up in circulation, tossed into wallets or jars over time. If your coin was used in everyday transactions and passed around for years, it's likely just a 25-cent quarter, but for collectors, that's only the beginning. Because of the multiple mint variations, plus special proof and silver versions, there are Saratoga quarters out there that stand out for their condition, their rarity, or sometimes even their mistakes. Let's break down the possibilities. A first, standard issue coin struck in clad, copper nickel, at Philadelphia or Denver. These were produced in the hundreds of millions. For example, the 2015 P Saratoga quarter had a mintage of about 223 million. Because of such high numbers, many of these coins are common and abundant. If yours is circulated and shows wear, you shouldn't expect much more than face value. Second, uncirculated examples. If you happen to have a 2015 Saratoga quarter that's been well preserved, no wear, no scratches, sharp details, then it becomes more desirable to collectors. In those cases, the value can increase above face value. Some standard clad versions in uncirculated mint condition have been estimated at modest premiums over face value. Third, proof versions, or special silver strikes. The 2015 Saratoga quarter was also issued in proof form, and some proof coins were made in 90% silver, or at least special collector versions, rather than standard clad. These versions tend to have better detail, mirror-like surfaces, in the case of proof, and appeal to collectors who prize visual quality and rarity. Proof Saratoga quarters can attract interest from those building dedicated collections. Now, besides normal coins, condition, and mint marks, there's another element that brings excitement: errors and anomalies. Yes, sometimes the minting process doesn't go perfectly, and those imperfections can make a coin rare and more valuable. For example, misstrikes, off-center strikes, doubled dies, where part of the design or lettering appears twice, clipped planchets, or other anomalies. With the 2015 Saratoga quarter, among collectors there are reports of certain error varieties, including doubled die reverse, DDR, errors, misstrikes, or clipped planchets. If you have a coin with a clear error, not just damage or wear, but a genuine minting mistake, that could turn a humble quarter into something special. Especially if the error is dramatic and the coin is otherwise well preserved. So if you're a collector, or simply someone who likes the thrill of discovery, here's what you should do when you hold a 2015 Saratoga quarter. Look carefully. Check the mint mark, check the surfaces, check the edges, check the details on the reverse, the hands, the sword, the inscriptions. Compare with known normal coins. And if something looks off, take a closer look, maybe under magnification. Sometimes what looks like a scratch is just wear, but sometimes it's a clue to a rare error. Ask yourself, is this just a circulated coin passed around over a decade, or is it a coin that escaped circulation? Is it a proof-like example with crisp surfaces? Is there any evidence of misstrike, doubling, clipping, or other anomalies? Because, when you find a coin that's either a high-grade uncirculated, a proof, or an error, you aren't just holding metal. You're holding a story. A tiny piece of American history plus minting craft plus the randomness of chance. That combination often appeals to collectors who appreciate both history and scarcity. And now, I don't want to mislead you, the majority of 2015 Saratoga quarters out there are common, circulated coins. Many are worth only their face value or maybe a little above if in decent shape. That's the reality of large mintage coins, but for those coins that stand out, the well-preserved, the proof, the unusual, there is value. There is interest. There is a market. And maybe, just maybe, a coin you have quietly tucked away could be worth more than you think. If you're curious now, and you should be, grab any 2015 quarter you have lying around. Look at the date, the mint mark, the details. If it says Saratoga, if it shows the British surrender scene clearly, if the surfaces are sharp, if the edges are crisp, you might have something interesting right in your hands. Don't clean it. Don't polish it. Just examine it under good light. If you see something unusual, consider consulting a coin grading expert, or at least comparing with photos of known error coins, because for coin lovers, part of the joy is the hunt. The thrill of finding something rare among the ordinary. The possibility that a common quarter, forgotten in a pocket or a drawer, hides a little treasure. So whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a curious beginner, the 2015 Saratoga quarter is worth your attention. Maybe not every coin will be valuable, but that's part of the fun. The uncertainty. The potential. The story. In the end, this quarter is more than just money. It's history, art, luck, possibility. And maybe, just maybe, the next coin you pick up could be a hidden gem. What's more, if you enjoyed this dive into the Saratoga quarter's story and hidden potential, imagine what other quarters and coins out there might hold. The next time you find spare change, don't just toss it aside. Give it a look. It might surprise you. So go ahead, check your pockets, check your jar of loose change, check any old coin collection you have. Because you never know when history, craft, and chance align in a single, unassuming piece of metal. And remember, a coin isn't just currency. It could be a time capsule, a collectible, a story, a treasure. Real market value and auction value. As of recent market data, standard 2015 P or 2015 D Saratoga quarter, normal clad issue, circulated, generally low, often close to face value. Some uncirculated pieces might reach small premiums, but typical clad coins stay modest. Uncirculated or high-grade clad coins, modestly above face value. Proof or special collector versions, especially 2015's proof or 90% silver proof, these have higher appeal. Silver proof versions of Saratoga have been estimated around $19 or more. Rare graded high-state coins, MS65 or above, especially with desirable mint marks or first strike labels. There are auction records where such coins fetched premium prices above typical circulation coins. Error varieties, misstrikes, doubled dies, clipped planchets, off-center strikes. If the error is genuine and clearly visible, these coins, though rare, can draw collector interest significantly above standard coins. So keep your eyes sharp, because you might be holding more than just a 25-cent piece. Coin number 3. I want you to lean in close. Imagine holding a tiny piece of American history between your fingers, a coin that at first glance might seem ordinary, but could hide a story, a quirk, maybe even real value. We're diving deep into the 1999 New Jersey State Quarter. Stick with me, you might just see your spare change in a whole new light. Picture it, 1999, the start of a grand initiative by the U.S. Mint, the 50 State Quarters program. For the third state honored, the Mint chose New Jersey. In that year they struck a massive number of coins, hundreds of millions, but among them lie coins that stand out for condition, rarity, or error. The design on the reverse shows the moment of George Washington crossing the Delaware River on the night that changed a nation, a powerful, symbolic image. Around it, you'll see the words New Jersey 1787, Crossroads of the Revolution 1999 E Pluribus Unum. On the front, the familiar Washington profile, connecting past and present now. Because the Mint produced so many, most 1999 New Jersey quarters ended up as everyday pocket change, passed from hand to hand, spent on coffee or candy, perhaps forgotten in jars or piggy banks. If you find one of those, worn and well used, chances are it's worth just its face value, 25 cents. But, and here's where the story gets interesting, for those coins that avoided the rough ride of circulation, or those that carry a genuine minting mistake, the value equation changes. Let's break this down like a coin detective. At first, condition matters. A circulated quarter, that is, one that has been used, jostled, scratched, worn, is basically pocket change. But a 1999 New Jersey quarter that's uncirculated, crisp, with sharp details, clean surfaces, well-defined lettering and imagery, suddenly becomes interesting. Collectors call such coins mint state. According to recent market data, a crisp uncirculated 1999 New Jersey quarter from the standard circulation strike, Philadelphia or Denver Mint, might fetch something in the ballpark of a few dollars when sold to a collector. Second, proof and special versions. The 1999 New Jersey quarter was also struck at the San Francisco Mint as a proof coin, a collectible strike meant for coin sets rather than circulation. That makes them inherently rarer than the common circulation versions. These proof coins sometimes come in silver-proof format, especially for state quarters in certain collector sets, which makes them even more interesting for numismatists. Their metal composition, finish, and limited numbers add value beyond a typical quarter. But the real thrill for many collectors isn't just condition or mint mark. It's when the coin carries an error. A mistake at the mint, a misstrike, a clipped planchet, a coin struck on the wrong blank, a double strike, off-center, a weird broad strike error. These accidents create coins that are very different from the millions of identical, perfect ones. And those differences can make them rare and desirable. With the 1999 New Jersey quarter, a few intriguing error stories exist. One of the most talked about, coins struck on an experimental planchet, a golden-colored blank originally intended for the first Sacagawea dollar coins. Back when those planchets first arrived at the Mint, some of them were test-struck with leftover state quarter dies. What that produced was a 1999 New Jersey quarter, but with a distinct golden hue and a different feel compared to standard clad quarters. To this day, there are believed to be very few of these transitional planchet error quarters, only a handful known. And when one surfaces, it draws huge attention. There's a documented sale, from a few years back, where such a coin fetched a high price, making one ordinary quarter into a rare collector's find. Other known error types among 1999 New Jersey quarters include off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and die crack or broad strike errors. In lower-grade error coins, maybe the off-center isn't dramatic, value might rise modestly. But in extreme errors, when more than a quarter of the design is missing, or when the coin is struck crooked or on the wrong metal, that's when collectors sit up and take notice. So let's imagine you just found a 1999 New Jersey quarter in your drawer. What should you do? First, examine it under a good light, maybe with magnification. Look at the edges, are they smooth or reeded? Reeded means the tiny ridges around the rim. Standard quarters have reeded edges. A smooth or abnormal edge might hint at a planchet error or a broad strike. Next, look at the surface. Are the inscriptions sharp and clear? Is the reverse image, Washington crossing the Delaware, the boat, river, lettering, crisp? Or does something seem faded, incomplete, doubled, or missing? Then, look at color and metal. Is it the usual silvery clad tone, or does it have a golden hue or unusual luster? If you find something odd, don't polish it, don't clean it with chemicals. That ruins value. Instead, consider sending it to a professional grading or authentication service. Because if it's a legitimate error, especially a rare one, it could be far more valuable than one tossed-off circulation quarter. And now I have to be honest, the majority of 1999 New Jersey state quarters out there are common, circulated coins, pocket change, nothing special. But that's part of the allure. Among millions of ordinary coins, there might exist a handful of unnoticed gems. Maybe one sits quietly in your pocket change jar right now. The magic of coin collecting isn't just about value, it's about story. Each coin, even a quarter, carries with it history, a design inspired by revolution and the struggle for independence, a mass production process, and the randomness of minting. Finding a coin that deviates, that carries an error, a special mint mark or proof finish is like catching lightning in a bottle, rare, unpredictable, beautiful. If you're a collector at heart, take a moment next time you grab a handful of coins. Slow down, look carefully, let your eyes wander across the surfaces, rims, designs. Because sometimes, only sometimes, what looks like everyday change could be a hidden treasure. Maybe your 1999 New Jersey quarter will be ordinary. Maybe it will be uncirculated and sharp. Maybe, just maybe, it's one of the rare error coins struck on a golden planchet, or a misstrike, or a freak of the minting world. And if it is, you might just hold in your hand a tiny piece of numismatic history. So what's its real worth? For most standard, circulated 1999 New Jersey quarters, just 25 cents. For uncirculated but standard-clad coins, a few dollars to modest premium, depending on condition. For proof or silver-proof versions, a higher value, especially if well-preserved. And if you're lucky enough to hold a genuine error coin, especially the rare transitional planchet type, that coin has been known historically to sell for significantly more, thousands of dollars in rare, documented cases. So even though the odds are slim, every coin you hold has potential. The next time you empty your pocket or shake out a jar of quarters, look carefully. Because you might just be holding more than metal. You might be holding history. You might be holding a story, and if you like this little journey, imagine what other quarters and coins out there could tell. Thanks for joining me on this hunt. Stay curious. Keep collecting. And who knows, maybe your next coin will be a hidden gem. Coin number 4. Today's video is going to take you deep into the snow-covered forests, maple farms, and historic charm of America's Northeast, because we are exploring one of the most intriguing coins of the entire state quarter program, the 2001 Vermont State Quarter. A coin that many people see every day, but very few actually understand. And believe me, once you discover the hidden stories behind it, the rare errors that can be worth far more than 25 cents, and the subtle details that collectors watch like a hawk, you will never look at this coin the same way again. The Vermont quarter is more than a piece of metal. It's a tribute to the Green Mountain State, a place famous for its rugged mountains, its maple syrup legacy, and the legendary figure, Ethan Allen. And this coin captures all of that in a single frozen moment, a man tapping maple trees during a calm winter, with the majestic Camel's Hump Mountain in the background. But what seems simple at first glance becomes surprisingly complex when collectors begin studying the strike, the devices, the fields, the lettering, and, of course, the variety of mint errors that have surfaced since this coin was released. In millions of Vermont quarters were minted, but only a tiny fraction contain rare misstrikes, unusual die issues, or minting mistakes that dramatically increase their value. And that's why today I want every coin lover listening to pay close attention, because these details could be sitting unnoticed in your pocket, in your jar, or inside your personal coin album. The Vermont quarter may look ordinary, but it produced some fascinating collectible varieties, some worth many times more than face value. One of the most interesting things about the Vermont quarter is how complicated its design is from a minting perspective. The multiple trees, the branches, the mountain backdrop, the fine maple taps, the engraved lines in the bucket, all these tiny elements require precision. When pressure isn't perfect, when the die begins to degrade, when alignment shifts even slightly, that's when rare errors appear. And this is exactly why collectors love this coin. Its detailed artwork creates opportunities for exceptional mint mistakes that become valuable treasures. Some Vermont quarters are known to have off-center strikes, where the design slightly drifts to one side, giving the coin an unusual appearance and increasing its desirability. Others show die cracks running across the trees or through the mountain, creating dramatic raised lines. There are also examples of heavy die where the details start fading, leaving a ghost-like appearance. While these aren't always worth huge money, they are absolutely fascinating to collectors who enjoy studying the minting process. But the most exciting errors are the dramatic ones: the coin struck through grease where entire sections of the design vanish, or the double-struck Vermont quarters where the image appears twice, giving the coin an unreal layered look. These types of pieces are always the highlight of a collection because they show exactly what went wrong inside the mint, and for true rarity hunters, the holy grail is the off-metal or transitional planchet errors, where a Vermont quarter is mistakenly struck on a different type of metal blank. These mistakes are extremely rare, but when they appear, they are valuable and highly sought after because they represent a minting accident that should never happen. Collectors admire the Vermont quarter because it combines storytelling, artwork, and the spirit of American history. Holding one in your hand feels like holding a piece of the Green Mountains themselves. That's the beauty of coin collecting, finding meaning in metal and discovering value where others see nothing unusual. And that's exactly why thousands of collectors search for this Vermont quarter today, still hoping to uncover that rare, perfect gem hiding in change. Now let's come to the part everyone waits for: the real market value of this coin. In normal circulated condition, its worth is simply its face value. But in shiny uncirculated condition, collectors pay more. And when it comes to rare mint errors, the price can climb much higher depending on how dramatic the mistake is. So here are the real values in clear words. A regular uncirculated Vermont quarter can sell for $1 to $5. A proof version can sell for $5 to $15. A strong mint error such as an off-center strike, struck through grease, or double strike can sell anywhere from $50 to several $100s depending on severity. And a dramatic or rare planchet error can reach hundreds or even more than $1,000 at auction. Coin number 5. We are taking a journey to the land of 10,000 lakes, exploring the fascinating 2005 Minnesota State Quarter. A coin that millions of people have seen, used, and maybe even tossed into piggy banks without a second thought. But once you understand its history, design, rarity, and the unique minting errors that make certain coins extraordinarily valuable, you will never look at this quarter the same way again. For coin collectors and enthusiasts, the Minnesota quarter is more than just currency. It's a piece of art, a slice of American history, and sometimes a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. The 2005 Minnesota quarter is part of the acclaimed America the Beautiful Quarters series. Its design captures Minnesota's iconic natural beauty, a lake surrounded by trees, with a loon gliding across the water. It represents the state's connection to nature, recreation, and tranquility. Alongside this scene, the coin carries inscriptions that tell its story: Minnesota, 2005, E pluribus unum, and loon, providing context to this masterpiece struck in metal. On the obverse side, we see the familiar profile of George Washington, tying Minnesota's natural beauty back to the enduring symbol of the nation. Millions of these quarters were minted at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, and while many of them entered circulation, some were carefully preserved in mint sets or collector's editions. This means that while a majority of Minnesota quarters are fairly common, a keen eye can still discover coins in remarkable condition or coins with unusual errors that can dramatically increase their value. Collectors love the Minnesota quarter not only for its aesthetic appeal but also for the intricate details that can reveal minting anomalies. The loon, the water ripples, the trees, and the shoreline all required precise striking by the US Mint. When the pressure isn't perfect, or when the die begins to wear, these details can become exaggerated, doubled, or distorted, creating varieties that are highly prized among numismatists. One of the most common types of collectible anomalies includes off-center strikes. In these coins, part of the design is shifted to one side, leaving a portion of the coin blank or only partially struck. The effect can range from subtle to dramatic, and coins with the most pronounced off-center strikes can be highly sought after at auctions. Another error type observed in the Minnesota quarter is the doubled die error, where parts of the design or inscriptions appear twice due to misalignment of the die. On the Minnesota quarter, this might manifest as doubled lettering, doubled outlines on the loon, or doubling along the tree's edges. While subtle doubled dies are interesting, the more visible and well-defined the doubling, the more valuable the coin becomes to collectors. There are also striking errors such as clipped planchets, where a coin is partially missing a segment due to a miscut blank, or coins struck through grease, resulting in missing or distorted design elements. These anomalies are rare, but when they surface, they create excitement in the coin collecting community and can fetch significant premiums over the regular market price die. In addition to error coins, proof coins and uncirculated mint set versions of the 2005 Minnesota quarter also carry higher value. Proof coins, struck at the San Francisco Mint with a mirror-like finish, were created specifically for collectors and are less common than circulation strikes. Some proof sets include silver content, adding further desirability. Collectors prize these coins for their sharp details, brilliant finish, and rarity compared to the billions of coins struck for everyday use. The thrill of coin collecting lies in discovery, and the Minnesota quarter is a prime example. From examining the edges and rims to inspecting the fine details in the water and trees, collectors spend hours studying these coins. The minutiae matter, the alignment of the lettering, the sharpness of the loon's features, and even subtle anomalies can reveal an entirely different story about a coin's history and value. So, what should you do if you have a 2005 Minnesota quarter in your collection, or perhaps hidden away in a drawer? First, handle it with care. Avoid cleaning or polishing, as that can reduce value. Examine the mint mark and strike quality, check the edges for smoothness or anomalies, and inspect the surface under good lighting or magnification. Compare your coin to standard examples and look for anything unusual, whether off-center strikes, doubling, die cracks, or unusual coloration. Even subtle differences can transform a common quarter into a highly collectible item. Let's talk about real market value. A standard circulated 2005 Minnesota quarter is generally worth its face value, 25 cents. A well-preserved uncirculated coin can command a slight premium, often around $1 to $3 depending on condition. Proof coins and silver proofs are more valuable, prices typically range from $5 to $20. Rare error coins, dramatic off-center strikes, doubled dies, clipped planchets, or struck-through grease anomalies can bring considerably higher prices, with some exceptional examples reaching hundreds of dollars at auction. The Minnesota quarter is a wonderful reminder of the artistry, history, and occasional unpredictability inherent in coin collecting. Every coin tells a story not just of a state or a design, but of the minting process itself, the care taken, the mistakes that happen, and the collectors who notice and preserve these stories. It's a small, metal window into the past, into nature, and into human craftsmanship. Even though most 2005 Minnesota quarters are common, the possibility of uncovering a rare mint error or an uncirculated gem keeps collectors engaged and excited. The beauty lies in the hunt, in noticing details that others overlook, and in cherishing a piece of American history held between your fingers. So, the next time you come across a 2005 Minnesota quarter, take a moment. Examine it closely. Appreciate the loon, the rippling water, the green Minnesota landscapes. Consider the history of this coin, the precision of the minting, and the possibility that you might be holding a rare treasure. Because in the world of coin collecting, even the smallest coin can hold a story of incredible value, whether ordinary or rare. This quarter is more than a coin, it's a slice of American heritage, a testament to natural beauty, and a chance for discovery. So look closely, and who knows? You might be holding a hidden gem right now. Standard circulated 2005 Minnesota quarters, 25 cents. Well-preserved uncirculated coins, $1 to $3. Proof or silver-proof versions, $5 to $20. Exceptional error coins, hundreds of dollars, depending on rarity and condition. Coin number 6. We're traveling back in time, all the way to 2016, to explore one of the most historically significant and visually striking quarters ever released by the United States Mint, the Harper's Ferry Quarter. A coin that many people have seen in circulation but few truly understand. A coin that combines history, art, and the thrill of collecting into a tiny, silver-clad treasure. If you love coins, history, or just fascinating stories, listen carefully. This coin has secrets you won't want to miss. The 2016 Harper's Ferry Quarter is part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program. Its reverse design commemorates the Harper's Ferry National Historical Park in West Virginia, a site of immense historical significance. Harper's Ferry was the location of John Brown's famous raid on the Federal Armory in 1859, an event that ignited the flames of the Civil War. The quarter's design captures this moment with striking detail: the historic Armory building, rolling hills in the background, and the Potomac River flowing nearby, all encapsulated in a single metal canvas. Inscriptions like Harper's Ferry, West Virginia, and 2016 provide context, while E Pluribus Unum ties this quarter back to the enduring ideals of the United States. On the obverse, the familiar portrait of George Washington grounds the coin in tradition, connecting the historical event of Harper's Ferry with the founding father who symbolizes the nation. It's a design that blends history, art, and symbolism in just one small piece of currency. The Mint produced millions of these quarters at the Philadelphia and Denver Mints, and a smaller number in proof sets from the San Francisco Mint. Circulated versions are fairly common, but uncirculated coins, proof coins, and especially those with minting errors are where collectors find the real excitement. For collectors, the Harper's Ferry Quarter is fascinating because of the intricate design elements. The detailed armory, the hills, the water, and the lettering all required precise minting. When the die is slightly misaligned or begins to wear, errors can occur, and these errors are highly sought after in the numismatic community. One of the most captivating types of errors is the off-center strike, where part of the design is shifted from the center of the coin. In some Harper's Ferry quarters, the armory or the river may appear partially missing, creating a visually striking coin. Another error type is the doubled die, where parts of the design or inscriptions appear twice. On the Harper's Ferry Quarter, collectors have noted doubling along the letters or the edges of the Armory building, subtle, yet significant for serious collectors. Clipped planchets, broad strikes, or coins struck through grease are even rarer. These errors can cause large portions of the coin's design to appear missing or distorted. Each anomaly is a glimpse into the minting process, a snapshot of a unique accident that turns a standard quarter into a potential treasure. Proof coins, particularly silver proofs, offer additional appeal. Struck at the San Francisco Mint, these coins feature mirror-like fields, sharp devices, and a finish designed to appeal to collectors. They are less common than circulation coins and are often preserved in pristine condition, making them more valuable. Proof coins with noticeable errors are extremely rare and can command high premiums at auction. The thrill of collecting the Harper's Ferry Quarter lies in discovery. Hold the coin under bright light and inspect every detail: the texture of the hills, the windows on the armory, the flowing river, and the fine lettering. Subtle anomalies can indicate a unique minting variation, while clear off-center strikes or doubling indicate a true collectible rarity. Collectors often compare coins side by side, examining the tiniest details, because even a minor misalignment or doubled letter can increase value significantly. Some Harper's Ferry quarters have shown die cracks or partial strikes that elevate them from common coinage to prized collectibles. So what should you do if you find a 2016 Harper's Ferry quarter? First, examine it carefully. Don't clean it, as that can reduce its value. Use magnification to look at the mint mark, design elements, and surface. Compare it to standard examples to check for doubling, clipping, off-center strikes, or unusual coloration. If you suspect an error, consulting a professional grading service can confirm its rarity and value. Now, let's discuss real-world market values. A standard circulated Harper's Ferry quarter is worth 25 cents. Uncirculated coins may fetch $1 to $3, depending on condition. Proof coins or silver proofs are more valuable, often ranging from $5 to $20. And for genuine mint errors, off-center strikes, doubled dies, clipped planchets, or other dramatic anomalies, prices can reach hundreds of dollars, sometimes more at specialized auctions. The 2016 Harper's Ferry Quarter is more than just currency. It is history, it is art, and it is an adventure for collectors. Even if you only have a circulated coin, the knowledge of its design and the possibility of rare errors adds excitement and context. Each coin is a tiny window into the past, capturing not only the armory and river of Harper's Ferry but also the dedication, precision, and occasional mistakes of the U.S. Mint. Next time you find a 2016 Harper's Ferry Quarter, take a closer look. Appreciate its artistry, consider its historical significance, and think about its potential rarity. You might be holding more than a coin, you could be holding a piece of history, a numismatic treasure, and a story that has been traveling through countless hands for years. In short, circulated 2016 Harper's Ferry Quarters, 25 cents. Well-preserved uncirculated coins, $1 to $3. Proof or silver proof coins, $5 to $20. Exceptional error coins with off-center strikes, doubled dies, or other anomalies, hundreds of dollars, depending on condition and rarity. Coin number 7. We are diving into one of the most historic and intriguing coins in the 50 States Quarters series, the 1999 Connecticut State Quarter. A coin that at first glance might seem like ordinary pocket change, yet for collectors and enthusiasts, it represents history, artistry, and occasionally, hidden treasure. If you think a quarter is just 25 cents, think again, because the Connecticut Quarter has stories and rarities that make it an essential piece for every coin lover. The 1999 Connecticut Quarter was the third coin released in the 50 States Quarters program, honoring the Constitution State. Its reverse design is rich in symbolism and pays tribute to Connecticut's pioneering spirit. The design features the famous charter oak, a legendary tree that symbolizes American independence and liberty. Branches stretch proudly across the coin, while the trunk and roots anchor it in history. This iconic tree is not just a symbol, it tells the story of a colony that valued freedom, courage, and resilience, qualities that are literally engraved in metal for generations to see. Alongside the charter oak, inscriptions read Connecticut, 1788 marking the year it ratified the Constitution, and 1999, the year of issue, with the familiar phrase E pluribus unum completing the design. On the obverse, we see the enduring profile of George Washington, reminding collectors that this small coin carries with it not just state pride, but national significance. It's a perfect blend of history, symbolism, and artistry, wrapped up in a piece of metal that fits in your pocket. Millions of Connecticut quarters were minted, primarily at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, and while most entered circulation, many were carefully preserved in uncirculated sets and collector editions. Circulated coins are common, yet among them, there exist rarities, coins with minting anomalies, proof strikes, or subtle details that elevate them beyond ordinary change. One of the most fascinating aspects of the Connecticut Quarter is its potential for errors. The intricate design of the charter oak, with its branches, leaves, and textured trunk, means that small mistakes in striking or die alignment can create unique and collectible anomalies. These might include off-center strikes, where part of the design appears shifted, or doubled dies, where letters or elements appear twice, giving the coin an unusual layered effect. Other rare errors include clipped planchets, where a portion of the coin is missing due to a miscut blank, and broad strikes, where the coin spreads slightly during striking, sometimes causing raised edges or flattened designs. Coins struck through grease or other debris can also produce dramatic anomalies, or entire sections of the design may appear distorted or missing. Collectors eagerly seek these error coins because each one is a one-of-a-kind story frozen in metal. Proof versions of the Connecticut Quarter, produced at the San Francisco Mint, are even more sought after. These coins feature mirror-like fields and sharp, raised designs, appealing to collectors who prize detail and perfection. Some proof sets also include silver, adding another layer of desirability. Proof coins with errors, though rare, are particularly exciting, and their scarcity often drives collector demand and higher market prices. The Connecticut Quarter is also notable for its historical significance in the 50 States Quarters program. As one of the first coins released in the series, it helped spark interest in coin collecting across the United States. thousands of collectors began paying close attention to mint marks, die varieties, and coin condition because of coins like the Connecticut quarter. Its popularity is a testament to its beauty and historical resonance. For collectors, the thrill of the Connecticut quarter comes from the details. Examining the leaves on the charter oak, the texture of the trunk, the placement of inscriptions, and the quality of the strike can reveal hidden variations. Some coins may display minor die cracks, misaligned strikes, or slight doubling, subtle errors that, when authenticated, can increase a coin's value significantly. So, what should you do if you have a 1999 Connecticut quarter in your possession? First, handle it carefully, do not clean or polish, as that can decrease its value. Examine it under good light and magnification, noting mint marks, design clarity, and any anomalies. Compare it to standard examples, and if you see anything unusual, whether off-center strike, doubled die, clipped planchet, or unusual color, consider having it authenticated by a professional grading service. Rare errors, well-preserved uncirculated coins, and proof coins can all be valuable, and confirming authenticity is key to understanding their worth. Now let's talk about real-world values. Most circulated 1999 Connecticut quarters are worth 25 cents. Well-preserved uncirculated coins can fetch $1 to $3 depending on condition and mint mark. Proof coins, particularly those from the San Francisco Mint or in silver proof sets, are generally valued at $5 to $20. Exceptional error coins, such as off-center strikes, doubled dies, clipped planchets, or struck-through anomalies, can command significantly higher prices, sometimes hundreds of dollars, especially when certified by a reputable grading service. The 1999 Connecticut quarter is a coin that represents more than face value. It is a window into history, an example of meticulous minting artistry, and a potential treasure for collectors. Whether you have a circulated coin, an uncirculated mint set coin, a proof, or a rare error, the Connecticut quarter invites exploration and careful study. Every coin tells a story, and the 1999 Connecticut quarter tells many stories of a state proud of its history, of the United States Mint's craftsmanship, and of collectors who seek to uncover every variation and error. Even a coin that seems ordinary can hide a surprise. It could be a high-grade mint example, a proof coin with exceptional finish, or a rare error that might astonish anyone who discovers it. So, take a look at your Connecticut quarters. Inspect the details. Appreciate the history. Consider the rarity. And who knows? The coin you casually picked up might just be a hidden gem, a piece of history, a work of art, and a collectible treasure all in one. Standard circulated 1999 Connecticut quarters, 25 cents. Uncirculated coins in mint condition, $1 to $3. Proof coins and silver proofs, $5 to $20. Exceptional error coins, hundreds of dollars, depending on rarity and condition. Coin number 8. We are traveling to the rugged prairies and rolling plains of the Midwest to explore a fascinating coin from the United States Mint, the 2006 North Dakota State Quarter. A coin that many people pass by in their pocket change, but for collectors and enthusiasts, it represents history, artistry, and a chance to discover hidden treasure. The North Dakota Quarter is more than currency, it's a window into the spirit of the state, a celebration of its pioneering past, and sometimes, a coin that holds surprising value due to rare errors and minting anomalies. The 2006 North Dakota Quarter is part of the acclaimed 50 States Quarters program, a series that captivated collectors across the United States with its celebration of each state's history, culture, and natural beauty. The reverse design of this coin tells a story of the state's proud heritage. It features the image of 2 American bison grazing peacefully in the North Dakota plains, a striking tribute to the state's wildlife and agricultural roots. In the background, the rugged outline of the plains stretches toward the horizon, with the sun casting light across the landscape. The inscriptions include North Dakota, 1889 marking the year it joined the Union, 2006 for the year of issue, and the familiar E pluribus unum, connecting this quarter to the larger narrative of the United States. On the obverse, we see the familiar profile of George Washington, tying the North Dakota quarter to the larger story of the nation. This juxtaposition of state pride with national symbolism is what makes the 50 States Quarters program so special. Each coin tells a story, both locally and nationally. Millions of these quarters were minted at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, and while many circulated widely, a number were preserved in uncirculated sets or proof sets. While a standard circulated North Dakota quarter might seem ordinary, collectors know that hidden among them are coins with rare errors, unusual mint marks, or exceptional strikes that dramatically increase their value. Collectors are especially drawn to the North Dakota quarter for its detailed design, which creates opportunities for minting anomalies. The bison, plains, and fine lettering all require precision in the minting process. When dies misalign, or when the striking pressure is inconsistent, errors can occur. One of the most common and intriguing errors is the off-center strike, where part of the design appears shifted from the coin center. On some North Dakota quarters, this can result in the bison or the lettering being partially missing, creating a visually striking and highly collectible coin. Another sought-after error is the doubled die, where letters or parts of the design appear doubled. On the North Dakota quarter, this could appear in the inscriptions, in the outline of the bison, or along the horizon of the plains. Subtle doubling may go unnoticed by casual observers, but for collectors, even a small doubling can make a coin highly desirable. Rare clipped planchets and broad strike errors also occur. In these coins, a portion of the coin may be missing, or the edges may appear irregular due to misaligned blanks or excessive pressure during striking. Coins struck through grease or debris can produce dramatic distortions, with missing or flattened sections of the design. These anomalies are highly prized because they are accidental one-of-a-kind occurrences that the mint never intended to create. Proof coins and uncirculated mint set versions of the North Dakota quarter are also highly collectible. Proof coins, produced at the San Francisco Mint, have mirror-like fields and sharply raised designs, capturing every detail of the bison and the plains. Some proof coins are struck in silver, adding an additional layer of desirability. Proof coins with errors are extremely rare and, when discovered, can command significant premiums at auction. The excitement of collecting the North Dakota quarter lies in the details. A close inspection under bright light can reveal minted die cracks, minor doubling, or slight variations in the strike. Even coins that appear ordinary may conceal subtle anomalies that increase their value. Collectors often compare multiple coins, examining the smallest details to identify variations that others may overlook. For those who find a 2006 North Dakota quarter in their possession, careful handling is key. Avoid cleaning or polishing, as that can reduce value. Inspect the coin under good light or magnification, noting mint marks, strike quality, and any unusual features. Compare it to standard examples, looking for off-center strikes, doubled dies, clipped planchets, or unusual coloration. If any anomaly is suspected, consulting a professional grading service is recommended, as authenticated errors can significantly increase a coin's value. Now, let's discuss real market values. A standard circulated 2006 North Dakota quarter is generally worth its face value of 25 cents. An uncirculated coin can command a small premium, often around $1 to $3, depending on condition and mint mark. Proof coins or silver proof coins are more valuable, typically ranging from $5 to $20. Rare error coins, including dramatic off-center strikes, doubled dies, clipped planchets, or struck-through anomalies, can sell for hundreds of dollars, sometimes more, depending on rarity and condition. The 2006 North Dakota quarter is more than a small piece of metal. It is a testament to the state's wildlife, history, and natural beauty. It is a symbol of the precision and artistry of the United States Mint, and it can be a hidden treasure for collectors who know where and how to look. Whether you hold a circulated coin, an uncirculated mint example, a proof, or a rare error, this quarter invites exploration, study, and appreciation. Every coin tells a story, and the North Dakota quarter tells many of the American plains, the majestic bison, and the thousands of skilled hands that brought it to life. Even a coin that seems ordinary can hold surprises. An uncirculated gem, a proof coin in pristine condition, or a rare mint error that excites collectors and historians alike. So the next time you see a 2006 North Dakota quarter, take a closer look. Appreciate its artistry, its connection to history, and its potential rarity. You may be holding more than just a coin. You may be holding a piece of North Dakota's legacy, a collectible treasure, and a story etched in metal that can last for generations. Standard circulated 2006 North Dakota quarters, 25 cents. Uncirculated coins, $1 to $3. Proof or silver proof coins, $5 to $20. Exceptional error coins, hundreds of dollars, depending on rarity and condition. Coin number 9. We are heading to the Sunshine State to explore one of the most vibrant and historically rich coins in the United States, the 2004 Florida State Quarter. At first glance, it might look like just another quarter, a piece of pocket change, but for coin collectors and history enthusiasts, it's a miniature work of art, a piece of American heritage, and sometimes even a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. If you've ever held this coin in your hand, you might not realize the story, the design, and the potential value it carries. Today, we are going to explore all of that, including why certain coins from this series are highly sought after, the rare minting errors that can make them incredibly valuable, and tips for collectors who want to identify the most prized examples. The 2004 Florida Quarter is part of the acclaimed 50 States Quarters program, which honored each U.S. state with a unique design. Florida, the Sunshine State, was celebrated for its natural beauty and cultural heritage. The reverse design of the coin features a scene filled with symbolism and vibrant detail, a depiction of the Space Shuttle launch at Kennedy Space Center, an outline of the state, a soaring palm tree, and the brilliant sun. This design captures Florida's dual identity, a hub of innovation in space exploration, as well as a state rich in natural beauty and tourism. The inscriptions include Florida, 1845 marking its admission to the Union, and 2004, the year of issue, along with E Pluribus Unum, linking the coin to the greater story of the United States. The obverse features the familiar profile of George Washington, maintaining consistency with other quarters in the series while highlighting the unique identity of Florida on the reverse. This combination of national and state symbolism is what makes the 50 States Quarters program so appealing to collectors. Each coin is both a work of art and a piece of American history. Millions of these quarters were minted at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, ensuring they circulated widely. But among these millions, a small number are uncirculated, proof coins, or contain minting errors that make them highly desirable to collectors. A standard circulated coin may be worth just 25 cents, but errors, uncirculated examples, and proof versions can significantly increase in value. The Florida Quarter is particularly fascinating for collectors because of its detailed design, which opens the door to minting anomalies. The Space Shuttle, the sun, the palm tree, and the state outline are all intricate elements. When the striking process encounters even minor deviations due to misaligned dies, uneven pressure, or worn dies, errors can appear. One common error type is the off-center strike. Some Florida quarters have been found where part of the design, such as the Space Shuttle or the palm tree, is partially missing or shifted toward one side of the coin. These off-center strikes are especially appealing because they are rare and visually dramatic. Another type of error is the doubled die, where letters or parts of the design appear doubled. On Florida quarters, doubling can sometimes be seen in the inscriptions, the sun's rays, or the Space Shuttle itself. Even subtle doubling is valuable to collectors who appreciate these unique anomalies. Other rarities include clipped planchets, broad strikes, and coins struck through debris or grease. A clipped planchet might leave part of the coin missing, while a broad strike can flatten design elements and distort the edges. Coins with these kinds of errors are one of a kind and often sell for significant premiums in the collector market. Proof coins and uncirculated mint sets provide another layer of interest. Produced at the San Francisco Mint, proof coins feature mirror-like fields and sharply raised designs that showcase every detail of the Space Shuttle, palm tree, and state outline. Some proofs are struck in silver, further increasing their desirability. Proof coins with visible errors are exceptionally rare and can fetch impressive amounts at auctions. The thrill of collecting Florida quarters lies in careful observation. Examine the coin under bright light or magnification. Inspect the Space Shuttle, the sun, the palm tree, and the edges for any anomalies. Minor die cracks, faint doubling, or slight misalignments may indicate a collectible variation. Even coins that appear ordinary can contain hidden surprises, making careful study essential. For collectors who find a 2004 Florida quarter in their possession, handle it carefully. Avoid cleaning or polishing, as this can reduce its value. Look for mint marks, study the design details, and compare your coin with standard examples. If you notice unusual features, off-center strikes, doubled dies, or clipped planchets, consider professional grading to authenticate the coin. Certified errors or high-grade proofs are always more valuable than unverified examples. Let's talk about real-world values. Circulated 2004 Florida quarters are generally worth 25 cents. Well-preserved uncirculated coins can fetch $1 to $3, depending on condition and mint mark. Proof coins, particularly silver proofs, are valued between $5 and $20. Dramatic or certified error coins, off-center strikes, doubled dies, clipped planchets, or struck-through coins can command prices in the hundreds of dollars, depending on rarity and market demand. The 2004 Florida quarter is more than a coin, it is a miniature tribute to the Sunshine State, an emblem of space exploration and natural beauty, and a potential treasure for collectors who know what to look for. Its detailed design, historical significance, and opportunities for rare errors make it a standout in the 50 States Quarters series. Every coin tells a story, and the Florida quarter tells several: the story of space exploration, the pride of the state, the artistry of the U.S. Mint, and the excitement of discovery for collectors. Even if a coin appears ordinary, it could hold surprises: a rare mint error, a pristine proof, or an uncirculated gem. Next time you see a 2004 Florida quarter, take a closer look. Study the space shuttle, the sun, and the palm tree. Appreciate the design, consider its rarity, and imagine the stories it carries. You might be holding a piece of history, a work of art, and a collectible treasure all in one. Standard circulated 2004 Florida quarters, 25 cents. Well-preserved uncirculated coins, $1 to $3. Proof or silver proof coins, $5 to $20. Exceptional error coins, hundreds of dollars, depending on rarity and condition. Coin number 10. We are traveling deep into the heart of the South to explore a fascinating and historically rich coin, the 2003 Alabama State Quarter. At first glance, it might seem like just another piece of pocket change, but for coin collectors and enthusiasts, it is far more than that. The Alabama quarter tells a story of history, innovation, culture, and sometimes, even hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. If you are a coin lover or just curious about what makes these small pieces of metal so special, pay close attention, because the Alabama quarter has secrets that will make you see it in a completely new light. The 2003 Alabama quarter is part of the 50 States Quarters program, which celebrated the unique history and heritage of each state in the United States. Alabama, known as the Heart of Dixie, is rich in history, from its role in the civil rights movement to its deep-rooted musical and cultural traditions. The reverse design of the coin perfectly captures Alabama's historical identity. It features a striking image of Helen Keller alongside a longleaf pine, representing the state's natural beauty and its commitment to overcoming challenges and achieving greatness. Surrounding this scene are inscriptions including Alabama, the year of statehood 1819, the coin's year of issue 2003, and the familiar phrase E pluribus unum, linking this small coin to the broader story of the United States. The obverse of the coin, like all quarters in the series, features the familiar profile of George Washington, serving as a reminder that each of these state-specific coins is also part of a national narrative. This combination of local pride and national symbolism makes the Alabama quarter a unique and meaningful collectible. Millions of Alabama quarters were minted at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, and while many entered circulation, a number were carefully preserved in uncirculated sets or proof collections. While a standard circulated coin may seem ordinary, collectors know that hidden among these millions are rare variations, minting anomalies, and proof examples that can significantly increase the coin's value. Collectors are especially drawn to the Alabama quarter because of its detailed design. The depiction of Helen Keller, along with the longleaf pine, creates multiple opportunities for minting errors and variations. When dies are slightly misaligned, or when pressure during striking is inconsistent, errors can occur. One common type of error is the off-center strike, where parts of the design are shifted, causing some elements, such as the figure of Helen Keller or the tree, to be partially missing or misaligned. These off-center strikes are highly sought after because they are visually dramatic and rare. Another type of error that can occur is the doubled die, in which letters or design elements appear twice due to misalignment of the dies. On the Alabama quarter, doubling might appear in the inscriptions, around the portrait, or along the edges of the pine tree. Even subtle doubling can significantly increase a coin's value to collectors who are familiar with these variations. Additional errors, such as clipped planchets or broad strikes, are even rarer. In these cases, a portion of the coin may be missing due to miscut blanks, or the design may be distorted due to excessive pressure during striking. Coins struck through grease or debris can also produce unusual surface textures or partial designs. Each of these errors is essentially one of a kind, making them incredibly desirable among collectors. Proof coins and uncirculated mint set examples of the Alabama quarter are particularly attractive. Struck at the San Francisco Mint, proof coins have mirror-like fields, sharply raised designs, and a flawless finish that showcases every detail of Helen Keller and the pine tree. Some proof sets include silver versions, adding even more desirability for collectors. Proof coins with visible errors are extremely rare and can fetch high prices at auction. The excitement of collecting the Alabama quarter comes from careful observation and study. Examining the coin under bright light or magnification can reveal subtle die cracks, slight doubling, or minor misalignments that may indicate a rare variety. Even coins that appear ordinary may hold unique anomalies that make them collectible and valuable. For those who discover a 2003 Alabama quarter in their collection, it's important to handle it carefully. Do not clean or polish the coin, as this can reduce its value. Inspect it closely, noting mint marks, design details, and overall strike quality. Compare it with standard examples to check for off-center strikes, doubled dies, clipped planchets, or unusual coloration. If a rare error is suspected, professional authentication can confirm its value and rarity. Now, let's discuss the real-world market values of the Alabama quarter. Standard circulated coins are generally worth 25 cents, essentially face value. Uncirculated coins in excellent condition may be worth $1 to $3, depending on their mint marks and overall quality. Proof coins, particularly silver proofs, can fetch $5 to $20. Rare and dramatic mint errors, such as off-center strikes, doubled dies, clipped planchets, or struck-through coins, can command significantly higher prices, often hundreds of dollars, depending on their condition and rarity. The 2003 Alabama quarter is much more than a simple coin. It represents the heritage of a state, the skill and precision of the United States Mint, and the thrill of discovery for collectors. From the detailed depiction of Helen Keller to the longleaf pine, every element tells a story. Whether you hold a circulated coin, an uncirculated example, a proof, or a rare error, this quarter invites careful study and appreciation. Every coin carries a story, and the Alabama quarter tells many: the story of perseverance, the beauty of the state's landscape, and the artistry of minting. Even a coin that appears ordinary may conceal a hidden treasure, whether it's a high-grade uncirculated coin, a proof with a flawless finish, or a rare mint error that will excite collectors. So next time you come across a 2003 Alabama quarter, take a moment to observe it closely. Appreciate the artistry, the history, and the potential rarity of the coin. You may be holding more than just a piece of metal. You may be holding a collectible treasure, a miniature work of art, and a story etched in history. Standard circulated 2003 Alabama quarters, 25 cents. Well-preserved uncirculated coins, $1 to $3. Proof or silver proof coins, $5 to $20. Exceptional error coins, hundreds of dollars, depending on rarity and condition.